a bicycle crashing into a plane. This opinion by Jawad Naqvi addresses the fractured opposition in India, highlighting the challenges and dynamics between Congress and AAP in the fight against the BJP. The BJP returned to power in the Delhi Assembly after 27 years, making it incumbent on the fractious opposition parties to decide the way forward, to fight together to save the future, or be taken apart one party at a time. Incumbent on means it is the responsibility of. Fractious opposition parties refers to politically divided groups. The sentence sets the stage for the challenges faced by the opposition. Disunity in the opposition-India alliance has indeed inflicted a self-goal, allowing the BJP to sweep the February 5th contest in terms of seats, though not votes cast against the Aam Aadmi Party. Self-goal refers to a mistake made by a team or group that harms its own cause. This metaphor suggests the opposition's disunity worked against their interests. Inevitably, AAP's Arvind Kejriwal has accused the Congress of subverting what could have been his third straight victory in Delhi. Worse so, subverting means undermining or sabotaging. The sentence conveys Kejriwal's frustration with Congress's actions in the election. By joining the elections separately, the Congress did adversely impact AAP in at least 10 seats. Adversely impact means to negatively affect. This highlights the direct consequence of Congress's decision to campaign separately. The party has its own reasons to be peeved with AAP, whom it accuses of robbing it of a possible victory in Haryana by cutting into Congress's votes. Peeved means annoyed. Robbing it of a possible victory is an idiomatic expression implying that AAP's actions led to Congress losing a potential win. The Congress has been harmed also by AAP's quest to expand into Gujarat and Goa, effectively undermining what remains of opposition unity. Nuran, quest to expand means AAP's effort to grow its influence in other states. Undermining means weakening or damaging the strength of the opposition alliance. Regardless of the sour emotions, the facts on the ground show that removing Narendra Modi from power remains wishful thinking for the opposition, without accepting the Congress party's unrivaled geographical sway. The reason why Modi relentlessly targets Rahul Gandhi, aware that he alone unites the party's powerful regional satraps into a major force. Sour emotions means resentment or bitterness. Wishful thinking refers to unrealistic hopes. Unrivaled geographical sway indicates Congress's dominant presence across India, and regional satraps refers to powerful regional leaders within the party. Significantly, if ironically for the opposition, Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi are the rare politicians who have spoken out steadfastly against Modi's patronage of crony capitalism, reflected in his controversial ties with the Adanis and the Ambanis. Patronage means support or favoritism, often with corrupt undertones. Crony capitalism refers to a system where business success is dependent on close relationships with political leaders, often seen as unethical. But AAP must also know that it's the Congress's enormous geographical reach that really rattles the ruling party, which has been dreaming eternally of a Congress-free India. Rattles means unsettles or disturbs. Congress-free India refers to the BJP's aim to diminish Congress's political influence. Despite the ongoing challenges, the Congress, unlike any other opposition party, holds power in 3 states on its own: Telangana, Karnataka, and Himachal Pradesh. This emphasizes Congress's continued power in multiple states, despite challenges. No other opposition party rules more than 1 state, and there are only a few that hold power, that too in single states. This sentence highlights the comparative weakness of other opposition parties in India, using single states to emphasize limited influence. OAAP needs to realistically engage with the Congress as the largest opposition party. Nyan, realistically engage means to engage in a practical and reasonable manner. This is a call for AAP to acknowledge Congress's role as the principal opposition force. Equally crucially, the Congress remains the principal opposition to BJP's rule in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Haryana, Kerala, and Uttarakhand. Principal opposition means the leading challenger. This lists the states where Congress plays a key role in opposing BJP. With its loss in Delhi, AAP is left with just Punjab. This underscores AAP's diminishing influence after its defeat in Delhi. AAP's Congress complex is perhaps best illustrated by a Mushaira in Lucknow, at which Farrokh Gorakhpuri was the main poet. A young versifier was reciting his poem when Farrokh interjected. Mushara refers to a traditional poetry gathering. Congress complex refers to AAP's complicated relationship with Congress, and Farrokh's interjection introduces a relevant story. That's my verse that you are reading, young man. The young poet missed the backhanded praise and instead began to explain. Farrokh Sahib, he began earnestly, it must be an intellectual accident that you and I think similarly. Farrokh's reply was withering. We know of bicycles crashing into bullock carts, but an accident between a bicycle and an airplane? This anecdote uses humor and a metaphor to illustrate the absurdity of the situation. Withering means harsh or critical. Bicycles crashing into bullock carts is a metaphor for an unlikely or ill-matched encounter, and an accident between a bicycle and an airplane heightens the contrast. Having said that, AAP needs to realistically engage with the Congress as the largest opposition party. It deserves to be treated as such. This repetition emphasizes the need for practical collaboration between the two parties. However, one doesn't see any reason to believe that Arvind Kejriwal is an RSS agent, or that AAP is a Hindutva asset that some Congress sympathizers and leftist friends claim. The sentence defends AAP against accusations of being aligned with the RSS or Hindutva, two right-wing ideologies. True, the RSS helped Kejriwal launch a robust campaign that tainted Manmohan Singh's second government as corrupt, and which eventually helped clear the way for Narendra Modi's ascent to power. Tainted means damaged or tarnished. This acknowledges Kejriwal's role in exposing corruption, which indirectly led to Modi's rise. However, the fact is that everyone from the left to the right has played footsie with the RSS in their day. Played footsie is an idiomatic expression meaning to collaborate secretly or subtly with someone. The sentence suggests that many political figures, regardless of ideology, have worked with the RSS at some point. That's how the entire opposition eventually, if unwittingly, enabled Hindutva to become the unwieldy challenge it is today. Unwittingly means unknowingly. Unwieldy challenge refers to Hindutva becoming a formidable and difficult issue for the opposition to address. How then can anyone moping at the steady erosion of democratic institutions in the country not be beholden to the Herculean role Kejriwal played in stopping the Hindutva juggernaut in February 2015? Beholden means indebted. The rhetorical question emphasizes Kejriwal's significant contribution in resisting Hindutva's rise. Was it not Kejriwal who vanquished Narendra Modi's make-believe invincibility in that make-or-break contest? Vanquished means defeated. Make-believe invincibility suggests that Modi's perceived invulnerability was not real, and Kejriwal played a key role in exposing this. That particular Delhi election would become the turning point for the pulverized and demoralized opposition. Turning point means a crucial moment of change. Pulverized and demoralized refers to the opposition's weakened and dispirited state before Kejriwal's victory. Modi not only became prime minister in 2014, but he also straightaway waded into state polls in Maharashtra and Haryana, delivering them handsomely to the BJP. Waded into means to engage in or tackle. Handsomely here means with great success. It's worth remembering that Hindutva had not yet become India's new normal, and the middle classes still knew how to feel terrified by the thought of a religious, fascist takeover of Nehru's and Gandhi's land. Hindutva becoming the new normal refers to the ideology gaining widespread acceptance. The sentence recalls a time when the fear of religious fascism was more pronounced among the middle class. It's difficult to forget the cold December morning at Delhi's India International Center in 2014, when historian Ramila Thapar delivered her inspired exhortation to India's public intellectuals to stand up and defend their democracy. Exhortation means an urgent or strong recommendation. The cold morning here symbolizes the dire need for action. Thapar spoke of India's ancient tradition of questioning the dominant trope. Dominant trope refers to a prevailing or common theme, idea, or belief. The reference here is to India's tradition of critical thought. She illustrated her point by citing Buddha and Socrates as the prototype dissenters of their times in different spaces. Prototype dissenters refers to the earliest examples of individuals challenging authority. Buddha and Socrates are used as iconic figures of dissent. Indian public intellectuals, Thapar said, needed to shun fear or craving for rewards so as not to be co-opted. Shun means to deliberately avoid. Co-opted means to be incorporated or absorbed by a larger power, often in a compromising way. The lecture on the dank morning did lift the fog somewhat, and Kejriwal, who was not there to hear Thapar, did the rest. Lift the fog means to clear up confusion or uncertainty. This suggests that Kejriwal played a pivotal role in rallying the opposition. The AAP's energy burst has since lost its sheen, and its transformation of the discourse from one about improving healthcare and education for the less privileged has dissipated into playing catch with the BJP and religious symbolism. Lost its sheen means lost its initial appeal or vitality. Playing catch with means to mimic or compete with, often in a superficial way. AAP, which called for a white paper on the assault on Muslims in Haryana in its early days, and created a legal framework to go after the unpunished killers of Sikhs in Delhi in 1984, now preferred to keep silent when Hindutva fascists attacked Muslims in Delhi in February 2020. White paper refers to an official report or statement that gives information on a particular issue. Hindutva fascists refers to extreme right-wing groups promoting the Hindutva ideology, seen as authoritarian and oppressive. The sentence highlights AAP's shift from its earlier stance of addressing religious violence to now being more passive. But let's be honest, AAP, unlike the Shiv Sena, which is readily accepted as an essential part of the opposition today, never exhorted communal riots in Delhi. It sounds laughable to describe Shiv Sena as democratic, but AAP as communal. Exhorted means strongly urged. This contrasts AAP with Shiv Sena, suggesting that while Shiv Sena is part of the opposition, despite its history of encouraging violence, AAP's communal actions are less direct. Identifying the real foe then holds the key. Is it Modi's hand-picked election commission? Or is India's weakest link the lurking closet supporters of Adanis and Ambanis from within the fold? These questions need to be kept in mind together with Farrokh Gorakhpuri's allegory of the bicycle and the airplane. Lurking closet supporters refers to hidden or secretive supporters. The sentence questions where the real threats lie in Modi's control over the election commission or in hidden corporate influences from within the opposition itself. The writer is Dawn's correspondent in Delhi. This is the author's sign-off indicating their role as a reporter for Dawn in Delhi. joednakve@gmail.com, contact information for the writer. Published in Dawn, February 18, 2025.